been so cool is because we have a few VIPs in the group with us. And I'm not sure if they know who they are, so one's not here, but could we have Alex, Milana, Ben, Curtis, Trey, Amanda, could you come up here real quick? You all can give them another hand. We thought we'd write a little parody of a classic movie, and if you don't get about the end, Alex, you've watched every movie ever created, so you can ask her. And we thought it would be cool if we took your personalities and transplanted them for the characters. And we do this not to offend you, but in honor. We have to bring out the most important person, Mitch McConnell.
Good afternoon, my loyal constituents. You may have noticed that I'm inordinately hairy today. It's not that I'm ill-kempt, it's just the air in town. As humid as it is, it makes me frizzy. So, today we're going to tell you a story that involves you, or characters very like you. And it's going to begin in a little town called Margaritaville. Yeah. I'm sure we've all been there every now and again.
Sure, none of you.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so it begins with a lovely young lady named Milana, who is going to go on an adventure today with her little dog, Tito, who is Dr. Habib. Oh, these ethnic names. Dr. Habib has taught us, is going, he's a former Soviet bloc dictator, and like most Soviet dictators, he's not too smart. And he's a vicious dictator. And that's why today Melania is going to break him. According to Dr. Lee's method. What she should do is sit him down by his throat. And grab him by his throat and wait till he struggles against her in vain until he makes that smell. I'm sure we all know what submission smells like. That's how Oxford smells about this.
That's how what?
So, will you please look at the dictator now? Now tell us, Tito, tell us, where do bad dogs go? As it turns out, they go to the Bad Dog Village. But we'll write a little song about the adventure that's about to befall them. It's called their adventure song. There we go, wrong key. Somewhere in Margaritaville, not too far away, a dog, and a girl named Milana are about to go on an adventure, and it's going to happen today. All right, so that's the song of their adventure. And then there was a cyclone. Well, they didn't know where we were going, but I did, because I know most everything. leaping and shouting.
Yep.
All of that you see.
So, the Munchkins were very glad to see them, and so was their queen, the good witch, who was called Alex.
I'm the good witch, Alex.
Isn't she just the happiest person?
How about that Abe Lincoln?
That's when communists keep quiet.
You know what? Very fascinating. I went there.
After they'd done lots of small talk without my direction, which further they decided to talk about what could bring them home, because Tito and Milana wanted to go home very badly.
So you're lost? Sad. Yeah, okay, yeah. There's this thing called the sporn.
Don't tell me what's fun.
I promise to take you home. Okay? Okay, by the way, you should look up Abe Lincoln.
So, having heeded the good witch's advice, that leads us into another song following the good witch's advice. Follow the witch's advice, follow the witch's advice, follow the witch's advice. That's all we're going to sing. But they followed the advice and they were on their way to Sporen Town.
Dad, would you tell me this fun about
He's a Sporen spokesman there. No subliminal messages. It's important to the story. Where was it? Sporen Town. So, they were going to find Dr. Gregg. Yes, they were. I believe they were. Well, but first they had to meet Trey, who was sitting in a field tied to a post, trying to scare off the crows and succeeding because his wardrobe was atrocious. Poor Trey had never developed a sense of style. Never wear were cotton shorts and flip-flops. So they began to talk to him.
Can you get me down from this post? I got a bad hip. Here's the story. I was in invisible Munchkin land and they told me to climb this 50-foot tall building. And they're invisible. I couldn't see them. They pushed me off and I landed. And I had to have a hip replacement.
Trey, they found, just loved to complain about his injuries.
But it's cool because I got all this money that I get from the extra stuff that I don't pay for. So can you get me down there? It's very comfortable. Oh, thanks you. I feel very comfortable now.